Hello and welcome. Since October 7 Hamas attack in 2003, it has been 600 days of war and crisis in Gaza. This as Israel continues its operations on the ground. Every day, disturbing images of violence are emerging from the region. To discuss this today, we have here with us a special guest, Palestine's Ambassador to India, Mr. Abdallah Shawesh. So thank you very much for coming here and giving us this opportunity to speak with you.
Thank you so much indeed, dear Shuja al-Haq, for giving me this opportunity to appear in your screen, to appear in your studios, and before, of course, your audience, to tell part of our complete hidden story. I thank you so much.
I want to begin with your own story. While we were just discussing, not a lot of people know that your own family is in Gaza. Also not a lot of people know that there are refugees inside Gaza. Would you want to tell us about how your own family is living today?
Thank you so much indeed again, dear Shuja al-Haq. But allow me to start by make some very important, because I'm a responsible man, I'm a politician man who's responsible to tell my story, my narrative before your audience, your Indian people. History was not started in October 7th, but unfortunately, according to the Zionist propaganda, everyone wants us to believe that history was started in October 7th. October 6th itself, alone, 6 Palestinians was slain. And this unfortunately did not make any news in any screen. This is very important. Since the beginning, January 1st, 2023 till Friday, October 6, 2023, more than 400 Palestinians was slain, not killed, slain. 80 of them is children. 80 of them is children. Our children used to be killed, slain, just for one of the criminal Israeli soldier to take a photo, to snap it, or to record it in his mobile phone. And we have a video for that. We have tons of evidence for that, to publish it in his social media, to gain followers in his social media. So that once you start by October 7th, it's my moral, it's my political responsibility to shed light about tiny history.
So
about
the history did not start from October 7th?
I already told you history started thousands of years before October 7th.
Now let's come to the current situation. Like I asked you, we hear very disturbing, stories about Gaza that are happening. It looks like a very major humanitarian crisis. So to understand firsthand, I want to know how you're dealing with it, how your family is dealing with it.
My personal family, my brother, my sisters, my nephews, my cousins is there, still living. I born in a refugee camp. I'm not from Gaza, and you will not find anyone who is a descendant of a refugee, Palestine refugee, will tell you that he's from Gaza or West Bank or Jordan or Lebanon. We have our homeland, and we still have our official document that prove that the historical land of Palestine is owned by the Palestinian, even the Israeli. Israel till today is managing and dealing and with our property that we lifted it behind us with a special law called absent property law. Back to Gaza. Gaza, 75% of the Gazans is a refugee. My family there. I born in a refugee camp. When we talk about Gaza, it's in a catastrophic situation. The people there, my family, my personal family, my brother, my nephews, is going to sleep with, and they are very lucky because they are rich comparing to the others. They used to go with one meal per day, and it's not full meal, without just to fill their stomachs, but poor of nutrition elements that every single body needed. This is the case in Gaza. We are talking about just in the last few days, more than 80 child and elderly person died because of the starvation. This is the situation in Gaza. 3 days or 1 week ago, the 25 kilogram of wheat was sold with $1,250.
$1,250 for 25 kilograms of wheat?
That 25 kilogram of wheat. $1,250. This is the situation in Gaza. People used to be died in a daily pace. More than 100 persons used to be died. America and Israel established what's so-called the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. This is a trap for death. According to the United Nations, this is not our wording. More than 900 Palestinians was killed while they are trying to reach out to bring some of those foods from or humanitarian aid that this institution, this foundation is providing.
So about 100 organizations, aid organizations just recently have raised an alarm saying that mass starvation is possibly a reality. And Israel has just yesterday officially said that they're not responsible for it. It's the Hamas that is creating this crisis of food and starvation. How do you react to that?
No, it's not. We cannot accept that because by the end of the day, Israel is used. And we know that according to our experience, Israel and the Israeli Zionist movement is lying through their teeth. Even before establishment of State of Israel, tens of massacres was conducted against the Palestinian people. No one know that before even establishment of the State of Israel, the expelling of the Palestinian people, before the declaring of the establishment of the Israeli state, tens of thousands of Palestinians was already expelled from their historical land. Then they back to tell us another story that they was expelled because the Arab was asking them to leave Palestine because of the war between the Arab and so Israel is lying through the teeth, and this is again not our wording. We used to trust only not the Israeli side at all. You cannot trust your occupier. You cannot trust as an Indian people. You cannot trust your colonizer during the colonization period. You cannot trust their narrative or their story about what happened in the first independent revolution and what was happened and how, because they have their own narrative. Unless you want to, we also, as a Palestinian, did not accepting their story. But there is another, again, UN entities, many UN entities, World Food Program, UNRWA, Human Rights Watch, and tens of entities who is working in the ground in Gaza and telling us the famine is there. It's not only the pictures, the videos that we used to circulate, and we used to receive it from Gaza. My family, my personal family, my brother is there. And when I told you my brother is going to sleep with his wife, with his children, with his grandchildren, without a full stomach, and even those nutrition, without good nutrition, just something to put in their stomachs. So Israel is blaming Hamas for everything. The only one who was fed Hamas before October 7th, who was fed Hamas and accepting Hamas to rule Gaza, and not only to accepting it, who was maintained his rule in Gaza, is Benjamin Netanyahu himself, by providing them with the cash money from the airport, the Qatarian cash money. It's not a secret. I'm not revealing a secret. This is a fact that everyone knows it around the world. So that he used to take the money in a convey, special convey, in a cash, in suits, to handle it to Hamas. So that but they want to blame everything because Hamas, labeled as in some places in the Western country, labeled as a terrorist organization. And since it is a terrorist organization, Hamas is Islamic organization, and you know that in many places the Islamophobia is there, and we cannot deny. This is a fact that no one can deny it. And since you label it, corner or blame them, you're gonna find a lot of support and of whom have an Islamophobia or the Western country leaders, of course.
What is the situation of medical aid, other aid that is required in Gaza? As in, what is your information on how much is required and how much is being received?
When you talk about the medical situation, we are talking about approximately 56,000 thousand Palestinians who was died directly or due to the injury or to the American-Israeli bombing in Gaza. But we are talking about more than 200,000 Palestinians who was died or injured by but many of those, thousands of them, was died because of the lack of medical supplies and the lack of medicine and all of this stuff. My mother was passed away in April 2024 because of the lack of the medicine supplies. It's not only my mother, there's another thing. My mother.
So you're saying your mother who was in Gaza,
yes,
died because of lack of medical supplies?
Yes. Necessary medical treatment.
She did.
But this is not only my mother, the tens of thousands of other whom was that. Again, one very important indicator when it came to them, since you start this type of discussion, tens of thousands of surgery operation went without anesthesia. Could you imagine to amputate legs or to amputate the hands of children and others went without anesthesia? Facts. It's not our wording. It's the United Nations. It's other well-documented facts.
So you're saying that many of the surgeries were
went
conducted
without anesthesia. Do you want me to repeat it? Please be know, the Indian people, tens of thousands of surgical operation in Gaza went without anesthesia. Many of the children was amputated, their legs amputated without surgery, without anesthesia. And without painkiller, without painkiller. And this is something was discussed in the Israeli Knesset itself, and they approved it.
No, but do you have any data, any reports to substantiate this claim?
Of course, the UN reports, the human rights reports, Doctor Without Border talked about it, journalists talked about it. We saw a video of a man, doctor in Jabalia at the very beginning of the war. His daughter was injured and he had no other choice except to amputate her leg without anesthesia. A doctor cut I want to repeat it, cut his daughter leg, yes, without anesthesia. We have a video for that. Anyone there, here, or in any other place to show this type of videos?
How would you assess the global response, the help or the interventions that have been there from countries like US, United Kingdom, European Union, or even Arab countries? How would you assess that?
You ask about three different countries. US is completely. This is a war launched by the United States of America, the previous administration and the current administration on Gaza, on the entire Palestinian people. The vast majority of the weapons, the heavy weapons, the heavy bombs, was made in the United States of America. You know that Gaza was hit by more than 80,000 tons of explosive material. Vast majority of it came from the United States of America. United Kingdom is heavily involved in this war against the Palestinian people, not only by the weapons, but also by the civilians and by the political shield that they are giving it to the Israeli. United States of America 5 times blocked and vetoed resolutions in the Security Council. So that United States of America, the previous president, Joe Biden, and the current one, is heavily not complicit. They are part of the war against the Palestinian people. Let me just give you another example. The current administration, ambassador to Israel, is used to say that he's a Christian evangelical, is used to say that there is no such thing called the Palestinian people. Could you imagine? He's denying our existence. He did not believe that we are exist. And this is not written issue, it's in a videos.
Let me talk about India. We are in India. You see the evolving situation there and India's response vis-a-vis both Israel and Palestine. How do you see it? How do you look at the India's role in the entire thing?
Allow me to take you in a historical journey, because he who did not know from where is he's coming did not know where is he's going. Where is he going? In 1947, India voted against the resolution of partition plan of Palestine. And the late Mahatma Gandhi mentioned in a very important, we used to repeat it. It's like Quran for us. It's a holy word for us in Palestine. Palestine belonged to the Palestinian people. Likewise, England belonged to the British people. So that India refused even the partition plan of Palestine, because at that time, India used to believe this is a land only belong to the Palestinian people. India is the first ever non-Arab and non-Muslim country to recognize the PLO as the sole and legitimate representative of the Palestinian Liberation Organization. We had a very strong political relation with India long time ago. India is still voting in favor of the Palestinian resolution in the General Assembly itself. India have a lot of a project already accomplished, project was accomplished in Gaza and West Bank, and many is still running till now. India is building a hospital, start building a hospital in West Bank. Just 4 days ago, President Abbas sent an official letter to His Excellency Narendra Modi, the Prime Minister of India, asking him to support the Palestinians in two very important issues. First and foremost, to use the India politically pressure, India good relation with Israel, to pressure the Israeli occupation to enter the humanitarian aid to Gaza, because people is starving there. And of course, to use it is politically pressure and good relation with Israel, to pressure Israel, of course, the Israeli occupation, is to free our tax money, which was withheld since we are talking about $2.1 billion, still withholding in the Israeli side. They are not giving us they did not send it or free it to be send it to the Palestinian Authority. So that the relation is good with India. And we believe India is dead and still doing a good job. But I should be also very frank, we used to, and this is something we used to discuss it with the Indian political level, we believe India, with it is a very heavy political weight worldwide, can do more, likewise many other countries, so that we used to exercise some brotherhood pressure on India and other countries. We call for them to utilize their heavy political pressure to do something better for the Palestinian people. We believe that India, in the day after of the war, will be in Gaza, will do a great job.
Let's talk about the way forward. What do you see the future of Gaza? Where do you see this, going forward?
Another very important question. Way forward is the international law. Is it acceptable? Way forward is the law, international law, adopted resolution. Is it acceptable for anyone? If we have something that we believe that both of us have a problematic issue, or there is you believe that it is belong to you, and I believe it is belong to me. We have our multilateral institution whom already delivered their position in this regard between the Palestinian and the Israeli. We have the adopted resolution, United Nations adopted resolution, United Nations General Assembly, United Nations Security Council, UN Human Rights, United Nations Human Rights Council, and all of this stuff. And there is an adopted resolution. There is already international law. We the Palestinians are accepting, used to be accept, still, and will continue to accept, to sit to the negotiation table. And the only one that should judge our position, we and the Israelis, is the international law. Unfortunately, the Israeli is refusing to sit to the negotiation table day and night, because everyone worldwide, including India, agreeing on the two-state solution as the fair and reasonable and the end resolution for the Palestinian question. Israel is standing firm against the two-state solution. Just yesterday, Israeli Knesset vote for not a resolution call for extending the Israeli sovereignty on West Bank. Israel adopted a law call for not to accept the two-state solution in law. It's by law. Israel adopted a bunch of laws during the last few days to prevent any possibility for the two-state solution. One of the barriers for the two-state solution, you cannot talk about two-state solution while you are building settlement in the Palestinian territory. One of the main barriers for the two-state solution is the Israeli settlement. Israel did not stop not only expanding the settlement in the occupied Palestinian territory. Israel is not ready. Israel was not ready. Israel is not ready, and it seems in the near future, Israel will not and did not want to be ready to the two-state solution. Israel have one goal, loud and clear, and they used to declare that, expelling the Palestinian people from their historical land. 1 week ago, they discussed this, they declared this position. It's one of the end goal of the war is to expel the Palestinians from Gaza, the whole entire Palestinians. They discussed it with the 3 countries. They declared that with the pressure of the United States of America, they are discussing the solution, the ethnic cleansing solution, the crime, which it's not solution, it's a war crime. They discussed it with the United States with the 3 countries, or they asked the United States to pressure 3 countries, Libya, Ethiopia, and another 3rd country, I'm gonna bring it his name, so that they declared themselves very well. They are not ready to the two-state solution. The only solution that they have is the expelling of the Palestinian people, the ethnic cleansing. They already establish real estate, many of their companies which is dealing with the real estate, they starting putting maps and croquis for the maps to settle Gaza.
I wanted to come to that. It was in connection with that. You remember Donald Trump had shared that AI-generated video saying that you want to see Gaza turned into a Las Vegas type resort. How does someone, a Palestinian, react to a suggestion like that?
Since he assumed his office, he declared his position. I mean Donald Trump. He he gonna talk on, he's talking about Egypt and Jordan should take the Palestinian from Gaza, and he gonna rebuild Gaza as the Riviera. So a real estate developer come with a war crime to ethnically cleanse the Palestinian people to build a real estate project. And he masks, and they send a lot of videos in the social media talking about the Riviera itself. And when one of the journalists asked him, how come you gonna own, by which right you gonna own Gaza? It's not yours. Then he told, by the right of America. This is the mentality that came with President Trump to his office. Till today, the solution of expelling the Palestinians, what's the war crime? They call it a solution, but it is in a war crime. And by default, they copy the same. This is the same exact Nazi theory of the final solution for the Jewish, because they are talking about the humanitarian city in Rafah, which the Israeli lawmakers and lawyers and academics send an open letter to the Prime Minister of Israel. This will not be a humanitarian city, this will be a concentration camp. So Israel, after 80 years of being the Jewish, the European Jewish, the Khazarian Jewish, being subject or a victim of the concentration camp, is trying to build another concentration camp. They are repeating the history. So according to the Israeli, this is the last solution. This is the only solution that they are putting it in the table. And this is not a propaganda. This is what they used to declare. It's not ours. This is the Israeli narrative itself. This is the Knesset narrative itself. The declared position by Netanyahu himself is to expel the Palestinian people from Gaza. And all the measures that they are, because Gaza in the eye of the storm right now, but West Bank, again, is living, we in the West Bank is living in a catastrophic, miserable situation.
Before I end, there is also the criticism about hostages that Hamas has taken. How, as a representative of the Palestinian state, what is your position on it?
I gotta just refer you 1.5 months to what did His Excellency President Abbas mention. Give them back. And he mentioned another wording, of course. You should give them back. We in the Palestinian Authority, we in the Palestinian Liberation Organization is completely against taking any single civilian as a hostages. So that we are completely against taking the Israeli hostages, and we are also completely against taking 10,500 of the Palestinian civilians as a hostages in the concentration camp inside Israel right now. Anyone know that there is another 10,500 Palestinian hostages in the Israeli jail? And all of them, without no exceptional, is subject to ill treatment in a daily basis and starvation in the daily basis. More than 400 of them is pure children. 5,500 of them, and sometimes it became 6,000, sometimes they became 5,000 something, but around 5,000, on average 5,500 of them is administrative detention, which means any single soldier in Israel can decide you should go to the jail for 6 months or 1 year. It's his decision. This is our position. We are against taking any civilian as a hostages. One word, loud and clear, and this is what the President Abbas declared it long time ago. Not only this, we look forward to the very day that every single hostages, Palestinians and Israeli, to back to their family. We absolutely feeling the pain for the Israeli families when they lost it or missing their child, when they missing their husband or missing one of their family. We are feeling this pain because we know that this pain. When the last attack that was happened in India just 2 months ago, I personally, likewise every single Palestinian, feeling the exact pain that the man who threw the ash of his child in the river. We feel this pain. We know how much this man will continue to the very last breath of his life, believing that he blamed himself. If I did not ask, if I did so, if I prevented him to go to this place. We know this, how much this pain, because again, we are the only one worldwide whom enduring, every single Palestinian endured and feel this pain, feel of being one of his family in the Israeli jail. So that we did not want any Israeli to be taken hostages. We did not want any Israeli to be killed because we know the exact meaning of that. But we did not hate them.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ambassador, for coming here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.